All right, sixth graders, hopefully you guys can see this okay. We are on lesson 117, and we are going to be talking about similar figures. We're talking about similar figures because we're talking about the ratio or the proportion that one figure is to another, and it actually has a lot to do with what we've been learning about. So you can have similar figures and be able to compare them using numbers. And we do this so that we can show the difference in the percentage of something being bigger or something being smaller. Now, similar means it is the same shape, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the same size. So I have put an example of similar figures up here. So this figure is a rectangle. Well, it's kind of supposed to be one. And then this one is another rectangle. They're similar because they are the same shape, but they are different in size. This one is going to be smaller. And you can figure out a ratio or proportion based on the numbers. Right here, we're going to compare the lengths of each side. And in this case, we are going to figure out what n is on this one. So we're actually going to figure out how to solve for a missing number. You guys did do this last week, though you did not do it with shapes. It's the exact same idea. You're going to have the top and bottom number, comparing it to another top and bottom number, and solve for that missing side, okay? So that's what we're going to learn how to do today. So this, we have a side of 10, and n is being our unknown side. We don't know how long that is, but we're going to figure out what that is. This one is 4 and 6. We have both of those, so we can compare these. So I have written ratios right here. We're going to compare 10 to 4. So that's why I have 10 over 4. And we're going to compare these two sides together, n to 6. So 10 to 4 is the same as n to 6. And that's why I've written it this way. 10 to 4, n to 6. So we compare these two, and we compare these two. And we are going to solve for n. We're going to do this by doing our cross multiplication, just like we did last week. Okay, so let's cross multiply. Let's start with the 2 that we have. 6 times 10. 6 times 10 is 60. That means that whatever we get on this side, we want to get on this side because of this equal sign. That means that whatever's here has to be equal to here because it's going to be proportionate. It's a ratio, okay? So they're going to just be a smaller size of the same thing. So up here we have 4n. We can't solve it fully because we don't know what n is. So that means 60 is equal to whatever 4n is. So I'm going to write it right down here. 60 is equal to 4n. Now remember, to get these two numbers, I cross multiply this to get this. Multiplied 4 times n is just 4n. So if 60 equals 4n. Now we can solve for n by doing this. If 4 times n equals 60, let's pull this 4 over here, and we're going to do the opposite of what we did here. So here we're multiplying times n. So if we pull the 4 over here, we're going to divide it. So 4 into 60 equals 15. So we're dividing 4 into 60. We have 15 equals, and you're just left with n. Okay, so that's how you solve for that missing side. And we can do another one just so you guys understand what's going on. Okay, for this one, we're going to use triangles, and it's going to be the same thing. These are similar shapes. They're just different in size. So that means they're exact same shape, different size. So we're going to compare a ratio to figure out what our missing side length is. So we have the numbers 5 and 10 we're going to compare to each other, and then 7 and n. So that's how we're going to write our ratios. So we have 5 over 10. 5 to 10 is the same thing as 7 to n. So we were just saying that we took this and we just stretched it and made it bigger. So 5 to 10 is the same ratio as 7 to 9 to n. So we need to figure out what is that n in this case, okay? So remember, to solve, you're going to cross multiply. So we're going to use the two numbers that we have. So 10 times 7 is 70. So we're just cross multiplying to get 70. There's our one number. In this one, we cross multiply and get 5n because 5 times n is just 5n. So we're going to put that right there. So we have 5n. So down here, now we have 5n equals 70. 5n equals 70. Now to figure out what 70 is, you have to do the opposite of what you did on this side. So this side, you're multiplying 5 times n. So let's bring the 5 over and we're going to divide it, oops, by 5. So 70 divided by 5. And if you divide that out, if you divide 5 by 70, you're going to be left with n equals 14. Because if you divide 5 into 70, it will go into 70 14 times. That means that this number is 14. So let's make sure that it actually does equal. So let's put 14 in there and see, did we come up with the right answer? We have 14 there. So let's cross multiply. We have 70 up there. 5 times 14 is 70. So 14 is the right answer. N equals 14. So to find that missing side, you're going to create a ratio. You're comparing two like sides together, one side from one shape compared to the exact same side from the other shape, okay? And then the other two, and you're going to cross multiply to find that missing length, okay? If you have questions with that, just let me know. That's all that we're going to be learning today in this lesson. We're going to not take it too far. Your work, excuse me, is going to be on page 284. We are doing 1 through 8, all of them. Now, 1 through 6 is exactly what we've been doing up here. You're just taking a shape and solving for the unknown side. On 7 and 8, those are 2 word problems. Now, it's the same thing. They just don't give you the picture, okay? If you need to draw a picture or write the numbers down in a way that you'll be able to see it like this, go ahead and do that. Then write your proportions, but you're still going to be solving for an unknown number, okay? So that means cross multiplying. The really important part is to get the right matching number. So if you compare the 5 right here, you have to compare it to the 10 right here. The 7 goes with this one, okay? It's going to be the same thing in your word problems. You have to compare like things together. Otherwise, you won't get the right answer, okay? Let me know if you have questions on this. If you need any help with 7 and 8, try it. And if you can't get it, let me know and we can help you out, okay? And that is it for today. And we will have a live meeting tomorrow. And I guess that's it. So give me a call if you have questions. Okay, bye.